Hello, this is Blake Thornhill, and it is Saturday the 16th of April. And this is another review coming to you live right now. Tonight, the movie is Paul. Now, I should have watched this movie a little bit while ago, but we decided to get around to actually watching it now, and I can definitely give you a review, so let's see, where to begin? So the usual elements that you judge a movie by: visual, audio, directing, plot, choreography, philosophy, and outlook. The thing was, those were all either negligible or they were all done well. The biggest problem that this movie had is the actor choice and the fact that there were some really stupid choices made in the movie. Now, for those of you who don't know what this movie is, the plot is generally that two guys from Britain go to Comic-Con, and they're basically on a trip around the United States, checking out different sites related to sci-fi geekdom. And they happen to stumble across an alien who escaped from a confine, and they pretty much have to harbor this guy and take him on this wild, wacky adventure. And that's a great plot. I mean, the plot idea is sound. My problem is the actor choice completely hampered the movie. The two main characters, I only know those guys because, let's be honest, I am not the kind of person who looks up British actors often unless they're really good. But the one thing that's always bothered me is I've never been a fan of British comedy. I love British action. British action's great. British comedy blows, in my opinion. I've never understood it. I've never gotten the hang of it. It's always seemed to be very unique, at least to me anyway. So when they try to have the whole awkward British geek personality, it didn't seem to fit with the context of the movie. It could have worked if it was really more of a realistic movie, but for a comedy movie, they just didn't really fit the mold. The other characters that didn't fit were the two agents that happened to be under the head agent. They were two complete morons, and my issue with that is that why would a high-level facility be hiring two morons to be agents to keep this kind of thing on track? Why were they informed that they were after an alien? You think that that would be their job. It never even explains what the agency does that they're part of. They just kind of follow the other guy. And it's just interesting just how stupid they are. And yeah, maybe it's because it's a comedy movie, but I really honestly don't like it when they try to make stupid characters out of roles that should obviously be filled by people who would believably be in such a situation. So putting two idiots in charge of capturing an alien when they don't even know that they're capturing the alien, and basically not having the ability to be coherently competent about what they're doing, it's just really disturbing. Okay? And then there's basically, I guess, three things that really bothered me. They were all parts of the story. Okay, one scene, the two guys are seen leaving a bar after they have a awkward encounter with two hillbillies. They get in the RV, back up, hit the truck. Now, an RV hitting a truck would be loud. You would hear it. So, what should have happened, is that they would run outside, see the RV hit their truck, get their license plate down, and call the cops a heck of a lot sooner. Or at the very least, you know, since they're hillbillies, they probably have a shotgun. They could have shot the tires or something. Instead, apparently, they let the guys get away with it scot-free. It's almost as if they never even heard anything. There was no commotion. I thought that was kind of stupid, but I guess it's negligible if the guys were like busy inside and it was like thick walls. But that was just something that bothered me personally. The second problem I had was the main agent. I'm not going to make any spoilers, but the thing was, what he could have done for the actual role that he was fulfilling, the problem was that the entire time, he could have simply, for what he was trying to accomplish, tell the boss that the alien was dead and get what he wanted in the end but by doing what he did, he was only prolonging the chaos and the problems that were happening in the movie. He could have easily stopped everything in his tracks just by telling the boss that the alien had been killed. And she would have bought it hook, line, and sinker because she wasn't even in the same state or area at the time. She was in Washington, if I remember correctly. So he could have made it whatever story he wanted, but he chose to keep the movie going because they needed the movie. And that's kind of really stupid. The third problem I had is that when the boss is finally called in, or she takes matters into her own hands, she has a eligible opportunity to kill all the protagonists because she has a gun and they have absolutely nothing. I mean, not even the alien has any kind of offensive power it can use. She could have shot them all. But she chooses, this is the stupid part, she wanted the alien dead. At that point, she's like, I want to kill this alien. And what does she do when she gets there? She points the gun at them, says a few quirky lines, what are you going to do to stop me, blah, 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 I'm so cocky. You know, just to drag a epic fight scene that really wasn't epic, but it was funny, I guess. But it was stupid. She could have easily killed them, and she didn't. They didn't. And I don't blame her acting. I blame the script. I mean, the thing is, the plot was good. The script was stupid. There's a difference between the plot and the script. The plot was great. The idea was great. The script was stupid. And the actors that they picked were bad. Now, that aside, Seth Rogen was great for the alien. Loved him. He actually was the only reason I laughed out loud at all in the movie. Because he was just that awesome. You know, Seth Rogen's a great actor, and hope that he keeps doing movies, because he's not getting dry like a lot of the other actors are. He's keeping his skills sharp, and I mean, heck, I loved him in Observe and Report, so it was no different with this movie. I also liked him in Green Hornet. So, he was a great actor choice. And as far as the females, well, they're very linear in how they can handle a woman like that and those kind of roles. So, the women roles didn't really faze me. I mean, I'm not being sexist, I'm just saying that I have yet to see a female actor who really strikes me as absolutely astounding. Like, blows me away. And if it has, it's been a long time. So, I don't really count them. I just call it the technicality. But, I mean, he was the shining light in the movie. But the problem was he was overshadowed by the two main characters and the two other agents who could have easily been replaced by people who are competent. But of course, the movie wouldn't have been able to continue its retarded course if the villains weren't stupid. So, you know, I guess it's supposed to be funny, but it wasn't a spoof movie and it wasn't a kids movie because of the cussing. So what are they trying to appeal to? I mean, at that point, is it just a pure stupid movie? If you're going to go for pure stupid, there's a lot of more stupid things they could have done to signify it as a stupid movie. But they have this issue where they have to have some structure to it, and that's my problem. You can't have both structure and comedy of a stupid variety in one movie unless you go about it a certain way. And this is the problem I have with, like, say, Mall Cop, which is one of my most hated movies of all time. It had the same problem, where it tried to mix stupid with reality, and it doesn't mix the way that they're trying to do it. It makes no sense. It's retarded. And the same thing happened with this movie. And I'm sorry to say, this movie would have gotten a much higher rating if it had better actors to fill the roles of the ones that weren't fitting. But, you know, because of the script and the bad actors, it just really felt like it was weighing the movie down. It could have been better, but in the end, it really fell short. I mean, I grinned a few times, but that's not comedy. That's amusement. I wanted to go to see a comedy movie, not an amusement movie. So, on the whole scale, I have to say, this is a 50-50 C. This is up to you, really. I'm not going to say this is a bad movie. I'm not going to say it was a great movie. I'm going to say it was an okay movie. It had potential, but it was wasted in two aspects that really killed the movie. And it's sad because it had such great other aspects, but it just couldn't really bring out the potential. It just threw it out the window with the actors and the script. So, take it as you will, but that's how I see it, so hope this helps you out.